Warning, if you have a history of epilepsy or seizures, consult the doctor before use. Certain patterns, hoot hoot. I didn't get to read the rest of that. Hello guys, it's Nintendo Capri Sun here, and welcome to my next LP. It's going to be called Shadow of the Colossus. I'm only going to call it that because that's what the game is called. It didn't seem right to do an LP of the Shadow of the Colossus and call it, you know, Super Mario Galaxy or something like that. So, a bit of fair warning, first of all. Wow, that's the wrong size on my TV. Let me get that right. There we go. Sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure I could see everything okay. Yeah, so I'm actually using a new microphone here. It's a Blue Snowball. And I did a few test recordings with it. And it sounds a little different. But it's not too bad. It's better than the headphones that I was using before, where the mic was all right up on my mouth, and you know, some of my S sounds and other assorted sounds came out louder than I would have liked for them to, and just certain other things, but yeah. So this is Shadow of the Colossus, and you know, as much as I'd love to say I'm going to try to make this LP the same way that Lucagen did, I don't know. It's not, you know, there's not really a lot funny to talk about in the game, so it's like, but in a way that's kind of what I like about it, is that it's a real atmospheric sort of journey. Even just looking at this, I'm just like, hell, it looks amazing. But at this point, like, we have no idea where we are, who we are, or what we're even doing here. This place, it kind of reminds me of the beginning of Majora's Mask a little bit. And I think I know where that is in the game, actually, right there. It was, it's a place that I ended up going to. I'll tell that story later. Man, the water, ripples in the water and everything. The atmosphere is absolutely unforgettable. It's kind of monochromatic in a way, but at the same time that makes it better. Because you kind of get the sense that, you know, they're establishing a certain kind of mood here. And that mood is pretty much not going to shift throughout the entire game, despite how overwhelmingly beautiful things can seem sometimes. So it's just a man and his horse with no name, heading through a giant chasm in between two... Oh, my chair's collapsing underneath me here. This looks like Civilization, sort of. Not Civilization the game, Civilization the word. I don't even know what Civilization actually looks like, but the game. The music in this game is also really terrific, so... I mean, at the very least, I could try to, you know, keep quiet for that part of it. There are actually, a lot of times in the game, no music plays at all. And we'll discuss that more later. In the meantime, take a look at the size of this bridge. I had to run. If I walk, the movie will be over. I'm not sure how you support a bridge like that. Like, it doesn't look physically like that would support it very well, but just any one of those crashes and the whole thing comes down. But I suppose that's the case with any bridge, really. Solid white sky. As you see, the bridge like builds that way the entire... You know, you think halfway across the bridge maybe they'd start curving the other way, but they don't. Anyway, we're going to New Game here. New Game in the vocabulary, as I said on the other side. And a nice little loading screen. Looks like the YouTube. Don't remind me of that. Sorry I reminded you of it. We're almost there, across the insanely long bridge. This game has a really unique way of telling stories. There's not a lot of dialogue. You'll see it, I think, like 4 times total throughout the entire game. But, well, of course, there is when the gods tell you, but that's different. The light streams down. What could be back there? What could be down here? Nice little outfit you're wearing there. I guess I might as well, you know, go ahead and explain now that the hero's name is actually Wander, and the horse's name is Aggro, as in, like, you don't want to aggro your enemies. I think there's a number of different ways to actually pronounce it, but I kind of just go with Aggro because I'm dumb and American and shit. Very nice ceiling. Man, as if the bridge wasn't long enough. How long is it going to take to get down this? Fortunately for the viewer, not very long. Looks like maybe there's something else on the horse with us, actually. Didn't notice that till now. I really didn't, actually. I forgot that there was, but yeah, there is something else. Get used to this room, you'll be seeing a lot of it. This room is pretty much the hub of the game, basically. It's right in the center of the world. And it is the starting point from which you'll go out to face all these massive, gigantic Colossi. The actual plural is Colossi. The singular is Colossus. If I get those wrong, you'll have to forgive me. It's a bad habit of mine. Oh, my goodness, it's a body. Okay, this just got a little more morbid. Looks like it might be a girl. What are we doing with this? This game has a rather long introduction. I don't know if we'll actually be playing any in the first part. Yeah, we will. We will be playing in this part. I would never let part 1 of an LP be just a cutscene. Man. The cloth just shimmies to the ground ever so realistically. Which is not bad, considering that this game came out in 2005, I believe. So they were still working on a few things back then. What is this, Majora's Mask? You can't really advance the dialogue here, you kind of just have to wait for it to go. And of course, obviously, this is a translation because he's talking to you in some twisted language. Man, I don't know what any of that means, but I like the clouds in the background. Oh, bring back the dead, huh? Sounds kind of wishful thinking-ish, but... Oh. Well, that's not good. But apparently we came there anyway because we have someone that apparently was special to us. I don't know if they ever say exactly in the game how she died, because I know that there's certain things I know about this game, like about the story, but I don't remember how much of that actually came from the game itself, like how much they actually expressly told you. And now we have the Heartless. That's bad, I guess. This may be the only time in the game that you actually fight a normal enemy. The Wander's ready. He's got everything he needs right there in the palm of his hand, or in his fist, so to speak. You dare take me on, he says. And they say... Man, that's a powerful sword. What, did he use the sword beam on him, maybe? Ancient sword? Well, I have to assume that's what I have here. But you as a player don't really know what the hero knows, so you kind of just have to play along. Dorman. Yep, that's the name of him. That's the name of him. Jeez. We don't even care whether or not we care. Okay, so they do say she was a sacrifice. Which is terrible, I can imagine. That's Maiden. He's never called me that before. Yeah, that's the law of mortals, but screw the law. We deserve better than the law. Or do we? Because if we don't deserve that, then how do we know we deserve anything, really? It may not be impossible, and now you're just teasing me. Now you're just teasing me. Ah. What do I have to do? Go see the Southern Oracle? The idols that stand along the wall. You mean all those statues we saw on the way in? I could do that, but it would be easier if I had a Megaton hammer. Are you sure? Then how am I supposed to do it? I am mortal after all. Ah, well, here we go. Colossi, plural. They are the incarnations. So instead of destroying the statues, we actually have to destroy the actual monsters that they represent. And if these statues look big to you, this game will pretty much redefine the word big for pretty much anyone who's ever played a video game. Price I pay may be heavy. How much worse could it be? What, am I gonna die? Because that's about the heaviest thing I think could happen. But it's all speculation at this point, you don't know. Will I bring her back and then she dies again, you know, like I only get a minute with her? Maybe that's the price? It's a huge, gigantic, blurry world for a second there. Raise thy swords. Never mind. You know what I was about to say there. That's right, basically you gotta raise your sword skyward to tell you where to go. We'll get into that in a second here, viewers, don't you worry. Already up to 15 minutes here, just about. So basically we have to defeat 16, they didn't actually say there were 16 of them, but if you count the statues, there are 16. 16 giant monsters hidden throughout the world. Now, be on thy way! And here we go. You can move the camera pretty much any way you want. The camera can get a little annoying at times, especially when you're actually fighting the Colossi, but it's not a huge deal. It's all, well, I would show those, but I don't know how necessary that really is. I think it's a lot better to actually see them for yourself. Anyway, yeah, we got little tutorials here. They'll tell you what to do. I can explain this a little better, I think, though. Look at this, a horse that can run downstairs. That's pretty amazing. I don't know of any horse in real life that can do that. Anyway, so now we're out in the world, out and about. Kick the side of the horse to make him run. I'm not going to kick my horse. Jeez. Pretty much if you just hold down square, he'll run for you, regardless. So you press left and right on the D-pad to change your weapon. And holy moly. So this is what the light looks like when you do this thing with your sword. when you hold it skyward, the light will scatter out like this. But as you get closer, as you turn towards the direction of your next Colossus, it'll actually point in like all in one direction. So that's how you know which way to go to get to him. So since we've already done the intro here, we're going to try and get this done pretty fast. Otherwise, normally I'd like to kind of explore the world a little bit. You know, look around for little upgrades and things. Because you can find like fruit in the trees that will increase your life bar. Or even lizards that can increase your grip bar. The grip is actually kind of the key to the game, really. Because if you don't take care of that, if you don't keep your eye on that, that's more worrisome than the life bar is. So anyway, come along here, there doesn't really seem to be anywhere to go. It looks like a dead end, and normally it would be, but not in this game, I'll tell you that. Come over here and you see some vines. You can press R1 to grab onto the vines, as the screen clearly states. You can also press the jump button while you're climbing to actually get up. You have to get up, get up, get up. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Get up, get up. Every time I start singing that, I can't stop. And you can also jump over ledges like so. Jump like this, and get up on the ledge like that. It takes a little getting used to, because you actually jump with triangle, which on the Super Nintendo would be X, which, yeah, nobody ever used X for anything on the Super Nintendo except to shoot in Super Metroid. So you can do this right here, dive under things like that. It takes a little getting used to. I mean, my first time through, it probably took me a good 10 minutes to climb this thing. But, you know, you kind of get used to the controls and work it out, everything like that. I must say, for someone to be able to do the kind of things that Wander does in this game, you would have to work out quite a bit, because I'll tell you what. So jumps like this are probably my least favorite kind of jumps to make. You basically keep the R button keep the R button down, then hold the jump button down, then turn the joystick towards whichever way you want to go, whichever way you want to jump from where you're holding on, and then let go of the triangle button to actually do it. But sometimes that's kind of hard to remember all that. Holy jeez. Yeah, did I say we were going to be redefining big in this LP? Well, here you go. This would be a start. And this is actually one of the smaller ones, to be honest. It's the first Colossus, and definitely a nice little tutorial on how you're going to be doing things when you fight these guys. Normally, you could press the square button to actually whistle and get his attention, but you probably don't want to do that with this one, because the way that you actually... his vulnerable spot is actually on his backside. And it's harder to get to that when he's chasing you, so it's also hard to see because of all the dust he's kicking up. But here we go, our first boss fight. One of the things I really like about this game is that it's basically nothing but boss fight. You could probably beat the game in about 3 hours if you're really good, maybe even 2, I don't know. So basically you jump on, hold R1 to grab onto the stuff, but watch your grip down in the lower right, that pink circle filled in. It'll actually gradually decrease, and the more the Colossus tries to shake you off, the harder it becomes to hang on, which means it consumes more of your stamina, basically, and I didn't need to do that again. This little cutscene will show you, kind of indicate that you've done something right here. But you'll probably have to do it again to actually get up on his main side. Whoa! Okay, hang back a little bit. Whoa, yeah, this is what I mean by sometimes the camera can be a little annoying. So always look where you want to go. Anyway. But yeah, your grip will actually fill back up as you know, if you go back and just do nothing. Pretty much anytime you hit him, watch, because he's going to take a step forward with his right foot, then he'll get down on his knee. And that gives you a chance to get up higher. But it can be a little hard to do when you're like, you pretty much can't do anything at all when you're holding by one hand. So if he's shaking you around like this, you pretty much can't do anything. And I can't do anything. Yeah, I think you're supposed to actually get up on the fur up there. Okay, my grip is too low, so I need to actually go off and rest a little bit here. Whoa. As you can see, the grip is the key to the game. Because if you don't have grip, you can't grab onto them and you just fall off. And most of their weak spots are not going to be, you know, on the ground where you can actually get to them. So now he's trying to shake me off here. You don't have to do a full power sword shot. Basically, as you're hanging on. There we go. I think we got it this time. Just whatever you do, do not let go of R1. And here we go. Oops. You might have to just press the button several times. Like sometimes what I do. Whoa. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. But I was waiting for my grip to fill up, and now it's actually full. So yeah. So you gotta watch out for when he's like trying to shake you off. Because whoa. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. I'll be probably saying that a lot. Shit. I was trying to grab on, but there we go. Yeah, not all of the Colossi will have like those convenient platforms for you to stand on like that. Other times you have to be more creative with how you get up on them. But we'll see that as we fight future ones. But for the time being, we'll just go to work on this guy. Actually, no. Let's rest here. Wait till our pink circle fills up. And here we go. Oh, man. There's something so gratifying about just driving that thing in there. Basically, when you're attacking, you press a square once to set up your attack, and when you press it, notice how your circle fills up? That's your power increasing, and once it gets to full, you press the square again to actually make the attack. So sometimes what I do is just press the square once per second until I see the circle filling up, so that way, and just watch for the circle to fill up. That way you know when you can actually attack. Sometimes it's hard to tell when they're shaking you all around, but yeah. So once you beat a Colossus, he turns pretty much to smoke or something. And then the smoke monster comes and kills you. Or, well, it seems like it kills you, but no. You just pass out. It's like a wrestling match, both guys on the ground. Like that Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels in WrestleMania 25 and 26. I watched those both in the last 2 days. Yes, I would like to save. Let's see what we got here. We will go to a new file here. It took me an hour to beat the first 3, geez. Yeah, that save button, that little, never mind. Yeah, it froze there on the bar as it was filling up. So it seemed like it wasn't really doing anything, but yeah, interestingly enough, you pass out after beating the Colossus, and guess what? You end up back here again. The game really never explains how you got back here, but I like to think that your horse took you back. Because the horse is pretty much integral to the story and to how you get around. Some things you can't do without the horse. It just makes it so much easier to travel around. But at this point, we still haven't really seen any kind of civilization, anyone else in the world, except for that shadow just now that was standing beside me. But this is kind of the point in the game where Wander realizes, well, hey, maybe I can do this. And so he just goes up, to the girl as if to say, I'm on my way here. I'm going to fix you. Because I know I can do it now. And pretty much each time you beat a Colossus, their statue actually crumbles. Bam! Just like that. I don't need no stinking Megaton hammer. And then, of course, Dorman's going to jump in and tell you kind of a little clue where to meet up with the next Colossus. So here we go. My next foe is, you'll be seeing those words like every time. In the seaside cave, it moves slowly. Yes, it does, actually. Raise thy courage to defeat it. What, I don't have no Triforce of Courage? How am I supposed to do that? Well, find out next time. Here on Let's Play Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, by the way, guys, I need to tell you, I'm actually flying out to Columbus to see my mom on Friday, July 27th, and I won't be back till Sunday. So, just so you guys know, if there are not videos that weekend, sorry about that, but yeah, I'll try and record as much as I can, and maybe I'll have enough to fill it in, but I don't know what the odds are of that. Hey, horsey. Alright, so next time we will take on Colossus number 2, and get some upgrades on the way. See you guys later.